Hi everyone, and welcome back to Exehaven Harbour. So I'd just like to start this one by saying thank you very much, honestly heartfelt thanks to everybody that wished me condolences for my dad's passing. We'd have had the funeral by now, by the time this comes out, and you know, sad as it is, in a strange way, I think it's probably something my dad would have wanted to pass away so quickly. My mum, my sister and myself were by his side, and I think that's kind of how he would have liked it. And like I say, sad as it is, he's gone, and the past couple of years for him haven't been great, although he's been mobile, been able to do gardening and driving and all this sort of stuff, and walking down to the local town, but he had a few issues, and you know, my dad had spoken to me a few months ago saying, you know, if there was a tumour that I think they'd found, and he said, this time John, he said, we're not, well, he said, I'm not having anything done, and he said that was that. So like I say, sad as it is, we move on, and I shall miss him. I have little sad moments where I think, oh, I won't ever talk to him again. But, you know, like I say, life does move on. Mrs. Exehaven and myself have had a lovely little break prior to the funeral. It was pre-booked, I nearly cancelled it, but with the blessing of my mum and sister, we were able to go off to Sri Lanka for 10 days. And to be fair, it was something that we needed, with other issues in the family and so on. But anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. And it's only been in the past few days, it's probably been nigh on a month before I got back out here again. My time is still a little bit limited because, you know, doing stuff for my mum and stuff, you know, it takes up a little bit more time now. So there we are. But anyway, I have been working on the track layout for Exehaven Town station. We've got Exehaven Harbour over there, and this is going to be the town station. Now, the track layout is not perfect, but again, it's restrictions to room where I can put points properly and so on and so forth. So let me just sort of point this out. The two outer lines here, this one and this one, they're the main lines. These two here are the local branch line, and there's obviously a crossing place there for the main lines, and as we work our way further up, you'll see there's a crossing point here from the main lines onto the branch line. Now, in these wider gaps here, this is where the platforms are going to be, and I can't really put any more points in until we get down here where I can come off of here and onto here. So that's how it's going to be, and the same with the main line actually as we work our way across. Hopefully you'll be all right with that. And as we come round here, the two tracks at the rear of the main line, and there will be some point somewhere down here. You've got to imagine a lot of this is going to be covered. So, you know, Exehaven Town will sit above here, and across at varying points there will be a seafront here and hotels and stuff, you know, associated with the seafront. And to make it like a little resort, if you like, a little South Coast Devon resort. And that's how I'm going to work that. There'll be another set of points down here as well for the branch line, just probably before an entrance into a tunnel, but obviously that's a little bit way off into the future. So that's what I've been working on. It's taken me a couple of days to get that, you know, as I've got it now, because I wanted to get it to this point at the corner so that I can start working out how the track is going to work its way back round the back there and join up with the various parts, because the main line will go round twice as such, and there'll be a crossover where the bridge is. Oh, we discussed this in a previous episode. The back bridge there, the track, that will be main line, and that'll cross the main line there and then come round and join up down here. Budley Regis will be here, little seaside resort. Again, the branch line, it will be a branch line station, not a main line station there. And again, a few weeks away from even getting to the track there, really, depending on how much time I get. But that's where I've got, and basically I'm just going to mark out where the track is now, and then we're going to stick down the caulk and then take it from there. So quite a productive couple of days with the track laying, and I'm quite pleased that I've got that kind of set out and set up. So I'll see you in the next segment, which for me may be quite a few days, but for you it will be almost immediate. Catch you shortly. Okay everyone, so a bit more done. What I've been trying to do is get the caulk down in the station area of Exehaven Town. And Exehaven Town, I've been having a little think about that as well. I might even call it Exehaven Central. A little bit like Exeter. There used to be the Exeter Central, which used to run down on the Southern Region line. But it's kind of a cross. I've always thought in the back of my mind this Exehaven Town is kind of a cross between Exeter St David's and Exeter Central, whereas it's kind of like a big station, if you like, or certainly a station where other lines connect with across the counties of Devon and Cornwall, and obviously extend off up north into Somerset and beyond. And it's going on the Exehaven Central, so watch this space, as it were. So all I've got to do now basically is I'm going to paint it up with the grey exterior paint that I've been using for the rest of the underlay, which is just like that here. So once that's painted up, we'll get that glued down. I've got another piece to do over here, and I think at the moment this is as far as I'm going to go with the track laying, because what I would like to do now is, once the caulk is glued down, is actually start putting a lot more droppers in, and I actually want to start connecting up with the bus, get it connected up with my Z21, and I want to start testing, because I don't, some of you may remember, you may not, but I did buy a lot of a few second-hand points from Hatton's when it was up and running, and some of those were good and some of them weren't so good, and I've used some of those, and I want to make sure that they actually work, because if they don't, I'll be swapping them out for new. So that's my thought. So over the next few weeks, once I've got this little station, the Exehaven Town / Central station, the track work in place, I want to get it all electrified so that I can run a few trains, and something I'm starting to miss actually. Okay, so that's where I'm at. This update is not hugely long, but hopefully it's of some interest to you all, just to see how I'm going. I'm certainly back on it, but you know, I may have another project or two coming up which is not in the cabin, but kind of related to the cabin, whereas I'm going to completely clear my garage because it is in such a state again. But what I'm going to do this time, and it's something that I've always planned to do, and I've been in this house for 20 something years, 23 years, I'm going to rack out the garage completely and hopefully build a bench in there, and I can get rid of some of this rubbish. Well, it's not really rubbish, but some of the stuff that's sort of superfluous, if you like, for in here. A lot of my tools, and there's bits and pieces underneath, it will all go in the garage. So it may delay me somewhat in continuing, but I will keep going here and there where I can. But it's imperative to me now to get rid of some of this stuff, because most of the time I don't use most of this stuff, and I'll only be keeping in here what I actually need. So that's where we're at. Okay, there'll be one more segment, I think, before I finish up on this video. It'll be a little bit later out than normal because I'm probably filming this whereas when I put a normal video out, it'll be about 3 PM on Friday. The chances are it'll be sometime Friday evening now. So there we go. Right, you might have seen a sneak peek in the previous segment. I've got myself one of these Buggleskelly's wagons, along with Stephen at Exehaven Home and Ian's Engage. Hi to you both. I really like this little wagon. It's lovely, and as time goes on, I will get some many more private owner wagons, because I think they just look lovely, and this one appears to run along quite nicely. But also I know that they do, or we're hoping that they may do, there's a range of Dad's Army wagons that they do in 00 gauge, and I think from what I understand, it depends on how many of these they sell. So I decided to get one, hopefully to improve their sales by one, and who knows, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but hopefully they'll produce the Dad's Army ones in N gauge, which will be fantastic, and they do look really good. The 00 gauge ones look fantastic. So take a look at the website. I just typed in Buggleskelly model railways, and it should take you to the correct website if you're interested, of course. One other purchase I've made this month, not many purchases at all, but I've got these DCC Concepts power bus spike suppressors, and as you'll read there, these devices attach to the ends of the DCC power bus to improve the DCC waveform and prevent harmful voltage spikes that will occur when a DCC system encounters a short circuit on a layout. Well, I got one of those. They were $9.95 for two. I didn't have it on my last iteration of my layout, and I did have a few short circuits where, you know, something come off the track, or, you know, something clipped the point wrong. So it didn't seem to do any harm, and the Z21 seemed to be okay, but I just thought it might be a reasonable investment, and I can stick it on the end, and we'll take that from there. So okay, I'm going to wrap it up there, everybody. Thank you very much, like I say, for all your support over the past well, especially on the last video. We're moving on now, and the layout is coming on, like I say, albeit maybe a little bit slow over the next few weeks while I get the garage cleared and racked out. So we'll speak to you again very soon. Cheers for now.